Okay, we're on, finally. I've been having a bit of tech troubles, which might come with my age these days. It just wouldn't let me on. So, hello. I am just gonna wait for a couple of people to get on because it is 9:03 and I know it takes a little bit for everyone to sort of get the notification that we're on here live. Oh, my phone's asking me to do things. So yeah, I'll just hang here a little bit. I've literally just dragged out half of my house. There's a lot more where that came from. So I'm just like you guys. I'm pretty normal. I've been using essential oils for about 3 years. Hey Mel, hey Marnie. But before I start doing a little bit of practical magic with these oils in DIY, because they are magical and we're very lucky to have these at our fingertips, I thought I would just tell everyone a little bit of background about me. I won't keep you here a long time. I'll try not to make this boring. But the why is really important. Why do I even make DIY stuff? It's not just because I like making things. I'm pretty lazy, so it's simple. But there's a few reasons why. So basically, I am 31 years old. I'm married. I have 3 beautiful kitties. And we live in Colac, Victoria on a big 10-acre bush block, and we're so lucky. We're surrounded by absolute heaven. So like I said, I'm a registered nurse and I've been nursing for about 10 years. I've always liked looking after people. It brings me a lot of joy. But now I get to do that on a preventative side of things too. I've always been someone that's really trusting. I've never asked too many questions. I've always just thought if it's allowed in our products, if it's allowed on our shelves, if we've been told to do something and it's directed by the government, that it's true. Like, I just listened. I didn't think anything other than that. So about 3 years ago, I met a beautiful girl called Sarah Wallace. She's listening tonight. She is also a doTERRA wellness advocate, and she introduced me to my oils, and we're very best friends now. So when I got my oils, I used them in labour first, and I was like, whoa, these really work. And then, of course, being in this beautiful community, we're exposed to so many people that are fully invested in health and well-being in all aspects. So you start to become open to learning new things, and your eyes become very wide open very quickly. So I watched the documentary Stink. There's heaps of documentaries, but these are 2 very well-known ones. And I watched the documentary Toxic Beauty. I recommend anyone that's new to this sort of stuff to go and watch them, because it's very eye-opening and it just makes you think about what you're using, why you're using it, where are you getting it from, where's it sourced from, is it safe? So at that point in time, I thought, okay, I need to be changing my home up and doing it fast. But I was on maternity leave. We were on 1 wage and we didn't have a whole lot of extra money hanging around. So I decided I would make things myself. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought it needs to be done, so let's just start somewhere. So 2 really important things. I had a great community. I had girls that had done this before. We have a massive Team Alchemy community, and I'm sure there are thousands of people that have made these changes. Whether or not they DIY, they've at least, become a little bit educated on the topic. So I've got all of these things here. There's a whole room full of my DIY stuff. Really taking it back to basics, stripping it right back. Vinegar, bicarb, citric acid, your On Guard cleaner concentrate, Castile soap, you've got your essential oils, salt. A lot of these things you have in your house anyway. And then when you go into the beauty side of things, you're going to be looking at having a set of basic ingredients like shea butter, vitamin E oil, beeswax, coconut oil. You'll have some beautiful carrier oils for your skin. And yeah, literally at your fingertips, you can make anything you want. So I know that sounds like a lot, but it literally will make every single thing in your home that you want to make. So I'm a really simple girl. I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be as easy as possible. So that is what I try and do. I don't make it difficult. It's actually not hard. So I'm going to show you how easy it is, and I'm going to whip up a few things. There's literally, like, this book is beautiful. This is by Chrissy Ballinger. We were lucky to have her on a couple of months ago. Every single thing you would want in here, DIY. Beautiful instructions. It's got the whys in there and all you'll need. In terms of knowing what essential oils to use in this sort of thing, there's a million books again that you can have, but I recommend having some resources at your fingertips because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what worked with what, but I've slowly learned and I'm still learning all the time. So I use this book, The Essential Life, and it's my oil Bible. I learn a lot from that book. So I'm going to start with some really basic stuff that will nearly change over like your whole entire cleaning setup with a few things. So I have this big, huge glass jar. This is my washing powder. I use this. I also use the On Guard liquid detergent as well, but I like using both because I can choose my oils in this. And this is basically just 1 part bicarb, 1 part washing powder, and 1/2 part salt. So if anyone wants any of these recipes, please let me know because I'm happy to share. This turns into my dishwasher powder. So there's a lot of different variations of DIYs to suit different washing machines, to suit different people, to what you like. This is all I need. My washing powder is my dishwasher powder. But I know for some people, they like to add in some citric acid and some On Guard cleaner concentrate. So I've just scooped out, which you can do as well, a cup of my washing powder. And then I put it into a bowl. I've grabbed 1/4 cup citric acid to add. So you can use your washing powder and make your dishwashing powder. Pop it in. And then I'm not a very good measurer. It's just a bit of a look and see. You usually want about a tablespoon, probably not even, of your On Guard cleaner concentrate into there. Once that's in, you just stir it around. Now the citric acid will foam up. I'll try and show you in a second. It will become like a wet sand kind of look. And all you need to do with that is give it a couple of stirs every hour or so until the sand starts to look dry. Or if you're a bit of an OCD, sort of like the look of your dishwasher tablets, you can press these into molds and they'll become dishwasher tablets when they set. So that's 2 things done. Now this takes me about a minute to whip up. Again, you've just seen me make my dishwasher powder, not even a minute. Essential oils that are really good to use for these. I go for basics. I love lemon, I love purify, I love eucalyptus. In my washing powder, I like to switch it up. So I don't put my oils into that big glass jar. I use them singularly in each wash. So I usually go for either lavender, On Guard if we need a bit of an extra boost if people are sick in their house, or tea tree and lemon because they've got beautiful cleaning, antifungal properties to keep your washing machine clean, to keep your clothes not smelling. And they come out smelling beautiful. You don't need to smell like what do they say, like fluffy clouds and things like that. So to go hand in hand with that, I next got rid of my rinse aid and my fabric softener. And again, they're interchangeable. It's the exact same thing. So I just grab a big glass jar here. This is the simplest swap you'll ever make. So if you haven't done it, go and do it tomorrow. So you've got your glass jar. All you're going to do is fill it up with essential oil. Don't fill it up with essential oils. Fill it up with your vinegar. Now, the other day I put my essential oil jars in first, which was a rookie mistake because I smashed my glass. So don't do that. Put the vinegar in first. And then what you can do, you can either use essential oils dropped in, or I like to use my empty bottles to get the last little remnants out. And I just drop the bottles in and they soak there for a day and all of that goes out into vinegar. The other thing that's brilliant in this, if you really want to be sustainable and low waste, you can get all of your citrus peels. Some people keep them in the freezer, so when they're making up their batch of this, they will just pop them in here, and that soaks up the vinegar and it makes a really beautiful citrus smell, and that will last you months and months. Alternatively, if you don't want to use the vinegar for your fabric softener, which does work amazing, you can use Epsom salts. And again, you can just soak your empty bottles in the Epsom salts overnight, give it a stir, and then that is your fabric softener. And I swear your sheets will come out feeling like you've put in toxic chemical fabric softener, except without all of the nasties. So how easy is that? That is my rinse aid for my dishwasher. That is my fabric softener for my washing machine. So I just use them interchangeably. Okay, who here loves DIY? If you're watching or you're watching back later, pop a few love hearts if you like to do DIY. I'd love to hear from you and see what you like to use. The next thing, you will all know how to do this already, so I'm not going to make it up. But this big beast of a bottle is my multi-purpose spray. Everyone knows and loves the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. So I literally use 2 capfuls in here, and that does my whole house. Some people like to make up a window spray, and this is where these bottles come in handy. I actually have lots and lots of these, and I often make them for people because they don't realize how simple this is. So I have multi-purpose spray. I have a vinegar mix for my windows. This is half vinegar, half water, and lemon essential oil. Spray and go. Streak-free windows. It's that easy. This works beautifully on your windows as well, stainless steel. It really does everything. Now, someone asked in the questions earlier what they can use for aphids on their roses, and that's where these sprays come in handy again. So there's a lot of chemical pesticides that you can use. It obviously will get rid of aphids, but we're trying to be really healthy, look after the environment, because not only are those things harmful to us, but they're harmful to the soil. So for the aphids, where did I put it? All you need to use is Castile soap. Castile soap will actually kill the aphids. It will help them drop off. It's got that really oily substance. So some of them have like hemp oil, and there's a few different oils in there. But what you want to do at the same time is to deter the bugs back. So peppermint is really good for that. Vanessa has just posted a really good bug post recently in Team Alchemy with a few other essential oils that are equally as good at deterring pests. But literally a spray bottle with a 1/4 cup Castile soap, 3 cups of water, fill it up, 10 drops of peppermint oil, and you really just want to give all your plants a really good spray. So that's going to get the aphids off, it's going to kill them, and then it's going to deter them from coming back. It's safe for the environment and it's safe for you. So you can make up a concoction of these. You can pick whatever scents you like. It's the beauty of these. We have so many beautiful oils that have wonderful cleaning properties that smell amazing. So that is those. Another really handy tip I found, my plants love being sprayed with On Guard Cleaner, not On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, On Guard Essential Oil and Water. And they just love it and they thrive. So my indoor plants get a spray with water and the On Guard oil. Obviously it does its job at keeping the balance of the nasty things away on the plants because they come from plants. So it makes complete sense, right? Stain sprays. So this is something that a lot of people struggle with changing because they just want their stains out. They want to know it's going to work. So often this is the last thing that people switch over, but it works using low tox stuff. Sometimes again with DIY, you just have to find out what you like. There's lots of different types. I'll show you how I make mine. Someone also asked how to make an alternative to bleach. I find hydrogen peroxide amazing for swapping out bleach, so you don't need a lot. I don't have that little bottle here. But again, you can pop it in a spray bottle or you can put it in a glass jar, depending on how you want to use it. And again, you'll just fill it up with like 3/4 of water. You'll put in your 1/4 of hydrogen peroxide. Then pop in some On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. I do about 3 tablespoons in that mix, and some lemon because lemon has amazing degreasing properties for getting out oil stains. My stain remover that I love, I use it in a spray bottle for spraying directly on the stain, and then I have a different powder mix if I'm soaking. I will pop the recipes below, I promise. But again, this is going back to your basics. Your On Guard laundry detergent, your On Guard cleaner concentrate, your lemon essential oil, and water. They come out beautifully. And with little scrubbing. And then I also carry this in my kids' bags and my kids' in my handbag as well. You know, when you're out and about and the kids get a little stain, obviously getting rid of that stain or getting onto it straight away is going to make it a hell of a lot easier to get out. So this is just a stain stick. It's literally just a roller. If I get a stain on my top here, I can just rub it on, and then at least it's starting to do its thing before we get home and we can actually soak it or get to that stain. So then, Toxic Beauty. If you haven't watched that, go and watch it. I'm a very simple girl anyway. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't use a lot of products. I never have. I've just been a true believer that our skin knows what it's doing, and if you leave it alone enough, you know, with a little bit of hydration, it will do its thing. You know, we actually glow from the inside out if we're putting the right things in our body. So I'm going to run through, I don't know how much time I've got, but I'm going to try and run through a few things. So really basic. How do I clean my face? I do have the Virage kit of doTERRA. But again, if you're trying to cut costs, you can make all of these things yourself. The Virage kit is beautiful, but I find oil cleansing amazing. So I don't necessarily like to use like a foaming cleanse. Oil cleansing really balances your skin. It feeds it oil, which in turn stops our body from overproducing oil if you've got really oily skin. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it actually does work. So for my oil cleanser, I just pick a beautiful carrier oil. Now, there's so many different carrier oils. You might find you like something different to me. I'm a jojoba girl. I love jojoba. So I'm going to put that, pop that into here. This is just a little serum bottle. So I have 2 serum bottles. I have my oil cleanser, and then I actually have my face serum. So I'm just gonna fill that up with, oh gosh, I'm gonna make a mess here because it's plugged somehow. Uh-oh, this isn't gonna end well, guys. Ooh, good old lives. All right, ready? Okay, I've spilt some. That's okay. I'm just gonna get, no, I won't even bother getting paper towel. We'll just make a mess. Mess is fun, right? I need a bit more of that out. Okay. So oil cleansing, you don't need to go overboard on the oils that you're going to pop into this, because the oil is going to do its job in cleansing. Then you can pop in your essential oils for boosting the properties of that. I just love tea tree and lemon. Tea tree is really good for blemishes. Lemon is really good for our skin. It brightens our skin. So I usually just do about 8 drops each in my cleanser, and that is it. So I will pop that on my face and I'll massage that in. And when I'm in the shower is when I'll wipe it off with a soft cloth. When I get out of the shower, some people like to use a toner. Again, I'm lazy. I do have a toner. It's just rose water and some really nice, beautiful oils in there. That's as simple as that needs to be for a toner for your face, and that just locks in the moisture. We have some wonderful people that are great with skin. I'm not good with the nitty-gritty and detail, but I love doing this stuff. Now, I'm going to turn this into my face serum because I haven't added any oils. Again, pick a carrier oil that you love. Pick a carrier oil that you love and pick some essential oils that you love. If you're new to this and you just have like a home essentials or family essentials kit, you have 2 really amazing oils. You have frankincense and you have lavender, which I haven't got here. Literally just use those 2 and find the balance of oils that you like. I don't like to tell people how many drops to put in because everyone's different. In like these 30 ml bottles for my face, I personally like to put in around 30 drops of essential oil. Some people will in shock horror, but I do. So again, combination depending on what your skin's like, there is a multitude of oils. I love frankincense and geranium, lavender, and our special, beautiful blue tansy. This oil is incredible for your skin. It's so luxe that so many skin and beauty companies market this as like a luxe oil and charge a fortune for their products, when we can just purchase our own blue tansy essential oil and pop it in. So I'm gonna actually make one up now because I'll probably gift this to somebody. Yeah, there's heaps of different oils that you can use. Again, this is where your resources really come in handy. You can look up things. I find the internet really confusing, particularly if you don't know what you're doing. Ask your person that you enrolled with. Ask your, pop it in the group. Someone will be able to direct you in what's good for you. And you can't really go wrong. You can't go too wrong. That's the fun of this sort of stuff. Now I'm going to put the blue tansy in and I'll show you. Actually, I've lost count with how many drops, so someone might be getting a special mix. This stuff is so magic. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Look at this. And this will go a really beautiful blue colour. So if you've got, or if you don't have blue tansy, it might be one to save up for. Save all those points for, because it is amazing. And I find it, I'm going to make a perfume in a minute and it has this in it. All right, let's find the lids really quickly. Okay, next thing on our list, I was gonna do a body oil, but you get the gist. Find an oil that you love. You can mix and match your oils. Rosehip is wonderful for your skin, so like any sort of marks and scars and stretch marks, I always love to add this. Vitamin E oil is really nourishing, so that can go in a beautiful body oil, and you can dress yourself in a beautiful smell and just walk out feeling like a goddess after your shower. So again, it's just, oil, carrier oil and oils. It's so simple and so easy, and you're saving a freaking fortune. Okay, perfumes. You might know how to do this, but obviously I'm sure all of you know that perfumes are really toxic for our body. They carry so many harmful chemicals and substances in there, and we are literally spraying them on very important parts of our body. So make your own with those beautiful oils that you have. You can buy amazing sprays and amazing rollers. Of course, you'll know how to use your rollers as a perfume, just your fractionated coconut oil with your oil. But you can make a spray if you love to spray and dress yourself in a spray as well. Super, super easy. And I'll show you how to do that. All you need is something that's going to disperse the oils. So I've got alcohol-free witch hazel here because I know that this goes near my face. Let's see if I can make another mess. And I just put a little dash in the bottom. It's not very full at all. This is just to help disperse the oils, because obviously oils and water don't mix. Now, a beautiful blend of perfume I made the other day, and this was just me playing around, was, if you'd like to try it, is Elevation, Wild Orange, and Blue Tansy, and it just smells happy. Happy is such a good way to describe things. It's how we all want to feel. So I'm actually going to make this up. This is quite a large bottle, but it's going to last me a long time too. So I'm going to put quite a few oils in there. So there's a million wonderful. Does anyone want to share some perfume blends that they love in the comments? What else do I love? I'm a really simple girl. I love all of my forest smells, like Balance and Black Spruce. Now, Blue Tansy just adds to this, but you don't only put about 4 drops in. It's very special oil to me. And then you top it up with water. Left my bottle here. You might need to give this a bit of a shake when you use it. Oh gosh, let's see. So yeah, give it a bit of a shake. Those oils will still need to be shaken up a little bit. And there you go, you've got a beautiful, I'm gonna smell so good before bed. I'm probably gonna wake myself up with this, which is good because I was putting the kids to bed earlier and nearly fell asleep because they had their sleep oils in the diffuser. All right, so that's that perfume. Get rid of all the other stuff. You've got your oils, just use them. Chest rub, coconut oil, and pick your essential oil. So I would just do Easy Air in this. There's another alternative if you love the Easy Air Vapor Stick, but sometimes these are out of stock. Sometimes you just don't have it on hand. And if you have your solid coconut oil there, all you need to do is scoop out a little bit. I don't make too much because obviously we only use this when we really need it. And I pop a little bit in a jar and I add my essential oils to that. And now this will probably be for the kids now that I've made it. So I'm just gonna put in 4 drops of peppermint, and I'll probably pop in some Easy Air into that. That's a beautiful chest rub to rub onto them. That can also be like a sleepy rub. If you want to make it into a balm, you can. I have a very basic balm recipe that it's my everything balm, I call it. And it's just a base of shea butter, beeswax, and a sweet almond oil I use as my carrier. Now you can add your lavender to that to make it a sleep oil. You can make it a congestion rub. You can use it on scars and cuts and bruises. And then it can also replace your Correct X if you don't have any of that on hand. And you can put some really healing oils in there to use on some scratches. So it can, these things, honestly, they can become everything, and they're in your cupboard. It's awesome. And the only other thing I wanted to show you, I've probably done this really quickly actually, is dry shampoo, which I'm in desperate need of. I need a shower after this. This is, again, so easy. There's so many dangerous aerosols in your spray dry shampoos that we breathe in. You don't want to be breathing in butane and all of these other nasty things, and they often have synthetic fragrance in them. So if you have arrowroot powder or tapioca powder, which is all this is just a jar of this from our local health food store that I've grabbed. I use this as my dry shampoo, but if you put this into another, like a little, some people use like cappuccino shakers for their hair. I actually just like to use like a makeup brush, and I just dab that in. And it looks a little bit powdery at first, but this soaks up the oil beautifully, and you just run it through your hair. If you have darker hair, like black, really dark browns, you can actually add a little bit of cacao powder into this, and it will, you know, be that sort of darker color, so it won't be so noticeable, because obviously this powder is white. So yeah, you can literally do everything with these things in your home. They save you money, they're good for you, they're good for the environment. It's a beautiful thing to teach my children. They just think this is normal, which is what I absolutely love about it. So I just want to read you out, before I go, a couple of really mind-blowing facts that you may or may not have heard of before. So basically the air inside our homes is 5 to 7 to 10 times more toxic than the air outside. Now, if you're in Victoria, where they're basically saying, you know, don't leave your house, you're inside a lot more. You're inside in winter. So I always try and have the windows open, and I always try and get outside. But our air inside our homes is toxic because of the cleaning products we use, because of the perfumes that we use, because of the air fresheners that we use. Make your own. Again, water, witch hazel, essential oils, spray. You've got your lemon spray, you've got your air freshener. Just try and, you know, make those small changes to keep your inside of your home healthy, which is where we spend a lot of our time. The other thing is candles. Oh, I miss candles. They are beautiful and I love them, but majority of candles are made from a base of petroleum. The waxes are. Some of the wicks can be lead wicks, and again, they are the equivalent, like burning a candle is apparently the equivalent of smoking a cigarette if you're breathing in those fumes. Often those candles, you know, generally laced with synthetic fragrance. So you can still get candles, you just have to be very particular about the candles that you purchase. Now this one really blew me away, and my poor children probably had this because I wasn't aware of all of these things prior to having my kids, and I so wish I was. It's often, you know, bringing children into this world that you start to become more conscious. But Blood in the umbilical cord of babies born has been tested to find upwards of 515 endocrine disrupting hormones. Isn't that insane? So right from the word go, from being inside our bodies and nurtured by us, what we are exposed to, they are exposed to, and they're these brand new tiny little babies filled with these chemicals already, and we just want to do our best for them. So that just blew my mind. And then of course, this is a big one, and this is why I also DIY, because of greenwashing. Unless you're going to spend hours ringing companies trying to find them, find their ingredients list, try and get them to disclose what's in them, you know, it's hard, it's really hard. So fragrance is basically an umbrella term for lots of man-made chemicals, anywhere up to 3,000 different chemicals to create a synthetic scent. These fragrances are linked to cancer, depression, hormone issues, infertility, dermatitis, eczema, respiratory conditions, like the list just goes on, and unfortunately they're in a lot of products marketed to us these days. So this place is a beautiful place. This is why I decided to become a wellness advocate, because when I made these changes, these are the things I seen. I had a 2-year-old that was covered in eczema, that was bleeding, and nothing I did helped. I was using steroid creams and it just wasn't getting better. It would get better and then it would get worse and get better and get worse, and I was just in this repetitive cycle of trying to treat poor Billy's eczema. So we got rid of all of these chemicals and I started using essential oils on her skin. Her eczema cleared up. It was gone. That was like my aha moment of like, incredible stuff. My husband's headaches gone, his hay fever pretty much vanished. Yeah, just we all felt better. We haven't been to the doctors in 2 years, and I 100%, it's 100% because of how I've changed my lifestyle with these beautiful oils. And that is why I decided to become a wellness advocate too about a year ago, because I was like, I just have to share this with everyone. So I really hope you've learned something tonight, and you've seen how easy it is. I've sat here for half an hour and literally changed like 10 things, and you've already significantly made a huge impact in your home from changing those things. So thank you for watching, and yeah, get DIYing. Let me know what recipes you would like in there. I've got lots to share. If there's anything in particular that you would like, I'm happy to try and help. And have a wonderful night and a nice sleep if you're in Victoria, because it's getting late. See you guys.